Yesterday, I was scrolling through my nice YouTube feed and I came across this video. Obviously, talking about this topic, you know that I travel around Italy asking people how much they earn. So I know very well that the issue of salaries in Italy is a hot topic. Salaries are low, no doubt about it, but there's definitely also a very important aspect of money management. Today, I'm going to do a reaction to this video because after watching it closely, as someone who's a bit in the business, if you'll allow me the term, I noticed some very important things, so I'd like to reflect on them. Small disclaimer, or rather big disclaimer about what I'm going to say in this video. I absolutely don't want to take anyone's side because then someone might say, see, you're with Maloney, you're defending politicians, and so on. No, because salaries in Italy are objectively low. Okay, that's one issue, so I don't want to take anyone's side. Don't get mad about this. My intention is simply to make you think and to show you through this video the reason why I say certain things in my videos. Okay, because this is exactly the proof. Guys, you know, I never do reaction videos because to tell you the truth, it's a format that really annoys me. I don't like it because I see it as a way to, I don't know, discredit others. But in this case, I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it because it's also good to try new things, new formats. And besides, I just couldn't help it here. I really wanted to talk about this. So let's take a quick look. The video is very short. It's a segment from La Set where they say, taking the family on vacation with too low salaries. Let's go and comment on the video, then maybe you can write to me what you think in the comments. Obviously, after you subscribe to this channel, which I remind you talks about saving and money management.
Inadequate salaries are a big problem, a major issue for Italy.
So let's see what difficulties a typical Italian family with very low salaries has to face to make it to the end of the month.
Hi, I'm Luca. I'm 37 years old and I'm a temporary worker. I earn about 1,500 euros a month.
So here we have the classic Italian situation. Let's call it the average Italian. The average salary at the end of the day, guys, is 1,500 euros. I travel all over Italy and that's the fact. Some say the average salary is 1,700 or 1,800, but I think it's really around 1,500 or 1,600. We must accept that in situations like this, we have limits. Okay, we have a lot of advantages, like the security of a salary that always comes on the same day of the month. Maybe we worry less. As a simple worker, you have no responsibilities or concerns. You simply do your job, then you go back home and you don't have to think about anything. If you get sick, you get paid, you have severance pay and so on. We all know what the so-called advantages are of being a fixed-term employee.
Hi, my name is Nomi and I'm 31 years old. I'm a permanent bartender. Until last year, I had a full-time contract, but since I have 2 children and can't afford a babysitter, I had to switch to part-time.
Okay, this is definitely a very common situation. I'm the first to say that women should work part-time, but not because I want to be sexist or anything like, no, women simply because, working 8 hours, then coming home and having to take care of the kids, homework, the house, dinner, it becomes an unsustainable situation. And on top of that, what happens? Instead of resting on the weekend, you have to spend it cleaning the house, doing chores and so on. Because obviously during the week you have very little time. Now 900 euros for a part-time job. There are definitely worse situations, there are better ones, but still 900 in Italy is a little above average, so that's fine. Let's move on, let's see what else he says.
My salary is $1,500. Nomi's is $900 plus $400 from the allowance, totaling $2,800. We have 2 good contracts, but it's not easy to make it to the end of the month. 2 years ago, it was much easier. Now it's not like that. And if you want, I can show you.
It's true, because objectively there was a crazy surge in prices, something that had never happened before in history. Such a fast increase, in such a short time. And it's true, today you go out and you really realize that money is worth much less than a year or 2 ago, okay? This is definitely a problem today. It's a problem that's clear to everyone. They also calculated exactly 2,800 euros coming into the house. They definitely also have a low income and support eligibility evaluation. So with a low income and support eligibility evaluation, there are benefits. There might be some help with bills or other things. And so with too low salaries, you definitely have to be really on top of these things. I mean, with all the assistance, grants and things like that, you really have to always stay updated and keep checking them because it's essential. I know it might not seem fair, but unfortunately nowadays, we find ourselves in this kind of situation.
The biggest expense is the house. It costs us 470 euros plus 130 euros for heating. But there's more. Let's discuss the bills. This is a 2021 bill where we used to pay 48 euros, while in 2025 we ended up paying 110 euros.
So, there's something I don't understand here because they say 470 plus 130 for heating. Okay, that's fine. I don't know if they averaged it out so they spread it over a year. I think so because, well, there was a period when the gas prices went up a lot, so I hope that's what they did. So the total would be 1,500 euros a year for heating an 80 square meter apartment. In my opinion, that's a bit high because even here, obviously, if someone wants to have 25 degrees at home in winter and walk around in a short sleeve shirt, I know too that the bills are expensive. Secondly, it's true the bills have gone up. No one is forcing you to stay with the same provider. I mean, with my provider, I pay 45 euros a month for electricity and we have a 3-room apartment and there are 5 of us. Okay, but of course I pay attention to consumption. When I replace appliances, I buy all of them in Class A, but not the old Class A, the current Class A, so the highest range, when possible, of course. All LED bulbs. We make sure not to waste, and above all, I changed provider because that's fundamental. Then you have to see where the best deals are. It's 2025, so this report is from a few days ago. So, there you go. There are 4 of them in a 2-room apartment. Plus, we work from home, they work outside. So, well, I don't want to judge because you'd really have to take a good look at the situation. But the point, what I want to say, is that it's too easy to complain without finding solutions. Because it's true that salaries are low. I don't want to defend anyone on this matter, that's for sure. But it's also true that no solutions are being sought. I mean, it's too easy to feel sorry for yourself without finding a solution to a problem, because there are solutions to problems, but you still need the will to do it. Now, I don't know if this is a report put together on purpose, if it's something to make people angry, I don't know. I know that, in any case, it's a video that got quite a lot of views, so, these are all things that should be verified. I'm evaluating what I see.
3 times as much.
If we're talking about vacations, last year we went to Apulia, a house far from the sea. We even had to pay in installments because otherwise we couldn't afford it. This year, I'm not sure we can go since we still need to do the math.
Now, if you have a low salary and you know that you're a worker anyway, you make 1,500 euros a month. You go on vacation to Puglia, and to go on vacation to Puglia, you pay in installments. I mean, guys, seriously? But we're out of our minds. Excuse me. I know that maybe a lot of people are used to taking a vacation every year, that it's something sacred, and that's fine. Guys, I've skipped vacations for so many years. So many times. There are more years when I didn't go on vacation than when I did. If you have little money. I mean, you should have a budget. Okay, this is my budget. Where can I go? What can I do? And there are things you can do. No, I want to go to Puglia, where we know it's expensive anyway. Since you're forced to go during the 2 central weeks of August, you end up paying 3 times as much for the same services. And I know too that you can't manage to go on vacation with too low salaries. It's not that you can't go on vacation, you just have to take a different kind of vacation. I mean, you end up paying in installments, seriously? But paying in installments just to go on vacation is the most absurd thing ever. And then you complain, well...
Before vacation, the kids attend summer camp. Since we both work, our income and support eligibility evaluation is middle class, so it costs us 100 euros per week per child.
They have an income and support eligibility evaluation of 15,000 euros.
And we absolutely can't afford it anymore, so this year it won't happen. They're skipping it.
Okay, but here I want to say something, and this is really a message in quotes to the institutions and so on. I mean, the cost of summer camps is outrageous. How can a family earning 2,800 euros afford to pay 100 euros per week for each child? I mean, it's crazy, really. Is it better for this woman to take a leave of absence during the summer months? I mean, if you think about it, I take a leave of absence and take care of the kids myself. Unfortunately, there are people who don't have grandparents who can take care of the kids during the summer, and it's a mess. I mean, really, is it okay? You want to have 3 months of vacation like the schools close for 3 months? Okay, but give parents the chance to have a solution that's sustainable. Because you can't set something at 100 euros a week. Exactly, I mean, my kids barely went to the oratory and so on, right? Because it's crazy. So either you make the school year longer, because at the end of the day you close schools in June when most people are still working and only have vacation in August. I mean, this thing doesn't make sense. It's not logical. So maybe just make the school year longer instead of giving students a ton of homework when they already spend 6 hours at school and then have a mountain of assignments and everything else. But just extend school a bit more. Just give 1 month of vacation in August and we're all happier. Because in the end, school is a service that should serve the citizen, so it should benefit the citizens, but that's not how it is. So on this point, I want to speak in favor of this couple.
So this is what...
Look carefully. So 500 in expenses split among 4 people. Okay, today that's reasonable. But here's the problem. 350 euros for the car payment. This is the classic situation where the average Italian wants to act rich and buys a car he can't afford. Because if you have 2,800 euros in income, you can't pay 350 euros for the car payment, which is almost 15% of your income. So it's true, salaries are low, but there are also people who want to do things they can't afford, like a vacation in Puglia paid in installments. And the car, because maybe here someone bought a new car for 20,000 euros and ends up with a payment they can't afford. So it's true, salaries are low, but this is a mistake. In my view, you should take your single salary, in this case his, and get a car you can pay off in 6 to 8 months of salary. Period. So in this case, it's a car worth 9 to 10,000 euros, which if you look carefully, you can still find something decent. Obviously, if you want to drive around in a little SUV, then you won't have money to go on vacation. Why? Because at the end of the day, money, whether it's a little or a lot, is limited. I mean, even if you earn 5,000 euros a month and you want to get a car that costs, I don't know, 2,000 euros a month in payments, it's obvious that it's not sustainable. So we need to be aware of the fact that we have to make choices. If you put money on one side, you'll be missing it on the other, because that's all there is. Then 150 for bills. And here I didn't understand, because above you put 600 for rent, which previously included heating, and here 150 euros for bills. I repeat, it's a bit much. I mean, for an 80 square meter 2-room apartment, it's a bit much. So here we could definitely do something. And then we have 150 euros for the phone. Now, as far as I understand, the children are small. What are 150 euros for the phone? Is it a nice new phone? Bought in installments or what? Because anyway, internet at home, the 2 cell phones, I mean, you don't pay 150 euros a month, right? I pay, since there are 4 of us and my girls are grown. With fiber at home, because obviously I work from home and I need to have a fast connection, fiber at home. You have 4 cell phones, I pay 80 euros a month, which is still a bit much, but I want to stay with this provider that I know costs a bit more, but gives me a certain quality. I pay 80 euros, so why do you have 150 here? You bought a cell phone you can't afford, so you're the one who made a wrong decision.
We spend it every month?
Then 400 for school and sports. Well, I don't know here because there's the cafeteria. I don't know. I pay 100 euros a month for my son's cafeteria. Maybe they pay more since there are two of them. Sports, what is it? Because you don't pay for the kids' sports every month. Maybe it's her sport. Maybe she goes to the gym or something like that. Yeah, I know. It's also a matter of making choices here. It's hard to say I know. 200 euros for gas, 200 for gas. Well, obviously it makes sense here because maybe she works far away or something like that. But we always come back to the same point, even like before, about the car payment. Because maybe you got yourself a car you can't afford with a big engine that uses a lot of gas. And so you end up with 200 euros in fuel costs. If you get yourself a small, simple car with a small engine, you can also cut down on this expense. We also have 100 for pets.
350 euros.
Okay, 100 euros for pets. I know I'm being harsh, and maybe a lot of people will curse me for it, but unfortunately, if you have a low salary, sometimes having a pet is an expense that really makes a difference. Because 100 euros a month is 100 euros a month, guys, okay? Now,
This would be the middle class, all right?
350 euros remain for living, leisure, and unexpected expenses. It's true, that's not much. Surely, if you were to cut down the car payment and bring it to 200 euros, if you were to cut down the phone bill, if you were to cut down the utilities, if you were to cut down the expenses for pets, you would definitely end up with more money in your pocket. Okay, so it's true, salaries are low. In my opinion, nowadays, for a family to live well and also be able to handle unexpected expenses, to save something for the future and so on, they need to have an income of 3,500 euros. Then, it's true, it depends on the region, it depends on many things, but that's how I see it. So for sure, they are below this amount by a certain margin, but it's also true that they are managing this amount poorly, okay?
With 350 euros, we should buy clothes for the kids, pay for the dentist, any unexpected expenses. And what do we have left? Nothing.
Nothing, but still, your arm is full of tattoos and we know tattoos aren't cheap, so you found the money for tattoos? I know guys, unfortunately it's bad, but that's not an excuse. Because it's true, salaries should be higher. I'll say it again for the umpteenth time. But as I always say, the important thing isn't how much money you make, but how you manage it, especially if you have a low salary. On my channel, if you're new, you'll find a lot of videos about this, about how to manage money, how to save, different techniques. There's a lot of stuff. You'll find a playlist for this video. I'm done. This is my first reaction. I don't know if you'll tear me apart in the comments or not. How will you take it? But I felt like doing it. I wanted to try out this new format. So subscribe, leave a like, and as always, see you around.